What's good, Washington fans? Terrible loss. It was actually, I'm not gonna say actually a winnable game. This is a winnable game, man. That's what really makes this frustrating. I heard that the fans behind the Washington football team bench were chanting "F Del Rio," not fire Del Rio, but the other word. He needs to be fired. He has to be let go. He needs to get that pink slip. His key should not work tomorrow morning going into the facility. You do not allow a Hail Mary from Jameis. No knock on Jameis. Jameis Winston played his butt off. I actually don't like how Sean Payton talks to Jameis Winston. I think he talks to him like he's a little kid or something. Like Jameis played well. Now Jameis made some bonehead decisions for sure. That interception in the beginning of the game where we should have scored a touchdown, where we should have capitalized on some turnovers, some breaks. We got a lot of breaks in the first half. Jameis throwing that interception. We forced a turnover with the fumble. Got to get touchdowns, not field goals. Heineke was bad today. He was really bad. He looked like the reason why he was in the XFL. No knock to the XFL, but he played like, this is why he was a backup in the XFL. This is why he was in the streets, not being signed for a couple of months and years or whatever. And I still like Taylor Heineke. I'm still supporting the guy. I like how he had a short memory, and then he did lead the team on a nice drive to score the touchdown to make it 22-27, and then of course we just can't get the stop at all. Then it turns to 33-22. It was just awful. Alvin Kamara, same thing as Cordarrelle Patterson. Him and Alvin Kamara basically had similar games where they scored touchdowns easy touchdowns, wide open touchdowns. The Hail Mary, my gosh, that was so awful. That was terrible. If you watch the replay, Landon Collins is awful. If you watch the replay, the three guys, I think it's Landon, I want to say Kendall Fuller, and Bobby McCain, they're all running stride for stride behind three Saints wide receivers. Then Marcus Callaway jumps up in the air. Nobody else jumps. Ben St. Juste is right behind him. Nobody else, no Washington defender jumps up in the air. They're all standing flat-footed on the ground. If you watch the Atlanta Falcons game last week, where we actually blitzed on that Hail Mary against Matt Ryan. They should have scored a touchdown on that Hail Mary, or they had a legitimate shot of catching that Hail Mary at the end of the game. And they caught us, and it bit us in the butt. Jack Del Rio is just awful. He's been so bad. Bobby McCain yelling at the media, saying we're going to improve, whatnot. We don't believe you, man. You're gonna get mad at the media because you're playing like trash. You missed the tackle on Alvin Kamara for the easy touchdown. And you got the nerve to yell and curse in the media? Are you kidding me? And you playing like that? Put DeShazier Everett in the game. Put Jeremy Reeves in the game. Put somebody else in the football game. Please. Landon Collins, you got to put somebody else in the game, man. You got to give Jeremy Reeves a chance. Give DeShazier a chance. Give some other guys a chance, man. Let some other guys play, man. Let some other guys play. Like I said, Jameis had 4 touchdowns, 4 tubs today. 4 touchdowns. You could hear the Saints fans yelling defense on third down, cheering and whatnot. They basically took over the stadium. They really did. They basically took over the stadium. I don't even know where to continue, honestly. I'm at a loss for words almost. I mean, Heineke was just, he was bad today. He was. The overthrow in the first quarter, even that was terrible. He should have got intercepted, to be honest with you. DeAndre Carter was wide open, so that's when Colkin got the interception. DeAndre Carter on third down was like 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6 or whatever. He's wide open. DeAndre Carter played very well today. I tip my cap to DeAndre Carter. He made some huge catches. That 4th and 16 or 4th and 14, that was a nice catch. He had a couple of reverses where he did a good job. I thought he played well. Dax Milne was okay, stepping up for guys that are out. Curtis Samuel, groin injury, so I don't see him. I don't know what's going to happen with him continuing for the rest of the season. Sam Cosmi, I hope he can bounce back, but the injuries are starting to pile up. Other guys are getting injured and whatnot, so it's looking bad, man. We got the Chiefs next week. I'm trying to stay on task here, but that was awful from Heineke. Just the overthrowing DeAndre Carter, that should have been picked off. Humphreys was wide open going to the side. He should have hit Humphreys. Curtis Samuel, the interception to Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel was open for a minute, but he was way too late. The back-breaking interception before he did lead the drive for a touchdown, that was just terrible. That was one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. That was like a Mark Sanchez type interception. It was so bad. Or he was a Mark Sanchez type interception. It was so awful. We're on our 1 yard line. Heineke runs around a little bit, then runs to the left. And then you look at the all 22 camera angle. It was awful. Nobody was wide open. It's like, what are you looking at? What are you really seeing? What are you really seeing? You're just going to throw the ball up just to throw the ball up? Like, come on now. Terry McLaurin versus Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore, he did a good job. So not all of it was all on Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin got Marshawn Lattimore a couple times. Heineke underthrew him or overthrew him. So I tip my cap to Marshawn Lattimore. He had a good game, but Terry McLaurin, if there was better quarterback play, he definitely could have got some catches on that. And I'm going to be objective on Taylor Heineke. I'm still a Heineke supporter, but you got to be honest about this guy. If he plays bad, he plays bad. If he plays good, give him his props. You know, the Bud Light he sponsors, I don't know if they're going to continue. The Taylor Heineke shirts, I don't know if they're going to continue. You know, we'll see. I'm rooting for the guy. I'm really rooting for the guy. I really am. I want to see him play well because there's moments where he does make good plays. And then the interceptions that's what I said in my preview. I was like, hey, the interceptions that should have happened against the Atlanta Falcons, the Saints are not going to drop those interceptions. They're not. They're not going to drop those interceptions. They're going to catch those interceptions. The you only live once type throws. They're going to catch those interceptions. And they're a legitimate defense. Antonio Gibson had a good day. I'll say that Antonio Gibson had a good day. Jared Patterson, I was happy to see him get some carries. Thought he did some good things. Scott Turner was okay here and there. I thought the run game was working in the second half where we were only down by one score. And I thought we should have kept running the football. He went away from running the football. Then he put the game in Taylor Heineke's hands, and then he threw the interception. So, because Gibson was making some good runs, Jared Patterson, we had momentum going with the run game. I was like, just keep running the ball, keep running the ball. I don't care if we're down by one score. We're not down by 2 scores right now. So just keep running the football, keep running, and make it easier for Taylor Heineke. So, that's the only problems I really had with Scott Turner. I thought that he's terrible with 2-point conversions. We're 0 for 8 with 2-point conversions with Scott Turner so far. It's just awful with 2-point conversions. We're so bad at it. Let me get to my notes, man. Like I said, we got some lucky breaks. We really did. Alvin Kamara did drop some passes that were wide open. The first drive, I thought that was our best first drive defense. You know, getting an interception instead of giving a touchdown and a field goal. Finally got a turnover. Chase Young finally got a sack. That's what I'm talking about. Got a strip sack. Deron Payne actually scooped the fumble up and ran with it. You know, in the preseason, he was awful with that and dropped the football where he should have picked it up against the Patriots. The first play of the game, the first touchdown where was it Deontay Smith? And he got injured. Deontay Harris, he got injured. So we caught a break with that. And their receivers were still running wide open. They got third string, second string receivers. Michael Thomas is injured. And then another receiver, I can't remember his name, Traquan Smith. Their first 2 receivers didn't even play. So they got third string, second, fourth string receiver. Kenny Stills signing him off the practice squad. Guys like that coming in and scoring. No knock on those guys, but they did whatever they felt like doing. Adam Troutman with a big catch on a third down. Dax Milne, I thought he played pretty well. I thought the refs missed a helmet. It's a helmet in the beginning of the game where somebody hit Antonio Gibson in the head. But like I said, that run by, he just ran right past Landon Collins, William Jackson. Too much miscommunication. Every game it happens. Every game somebody runs right down the middle and they're wide open. Darius Slayton did it. Keenan Allen did it. Cordarrelle Patterson did it. Now Deontay Harris did it. 4 games in a row, somebody wide open. 4 or 5 games in a row. 5 games in a row. 5 games in a row, somebody wide open. Tress Way, the roughing the passer. I thought we had momentum with that. I can't remember if we finished a touchdown on that drive, or we actually didn't even get anything on that drive. I can't remember, but shout out to the number 96 for running into Tress Way. There was one time Heineke slid before the first down. That was in my notes too. I'm not mad at him for doing that. Landon Collins got stiff armed by Taysom Hill. We'll talk about the William Jackson hit on Taysom Hill real quick here. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just looking at my notes. It was a bad play on William Jackson. It was a terrible throw by Jameis. William Jackson has to be smarter than that. You got to pull up. And I hope Taysom Hill is okay. So he's out with a concussion. So I'm going to say on that. Bobby McCain missed the tackle. Talked about that. Sam Cosmi. Hope he's okay. Ricky Seals-Jones had a really good catch. And where they challenged it, he still made the catch. I'm happy with Ricky Seals-Jones' play. I thought he played pretty well. The 4th and 10, where he doesn't trust Dustin Hopkins. This is where I had problems with Ron Rivera. Why are you so loyal to Dustin Hopkins? A 53-yard field goal, right? It's 4th and 10. If it was 4th and 5, I'm like, okay, bet. Let's go for the 4th down. Whatever it is, what it is, you're being Riverboat Run. But 4th and 10, you go for it. Where we could have caught the ball, but Terry McLaurin was out of bounds. It was a close call right there. But the fact that you don't trust your kicker on a 53-yard field goal is 4th and 10. You know, like I said, if it was 4th and 2, then sure, yeah, go ahead, go for it. And I wasn't mad at it because I know Dustin Hopkins is bad. But the thing is, you're enabling. You keep Dustin Hopkins on the roster, you're keeping a kicker that you don't trust on a 53-yard field goal, which makes zero sense. Any kicker, any other team is probably going to kick the field goal on a 50-yard. And I don't think it was windy outside, to be honest. I'm looking outside my window. I live not too far from the stadium or whatever, Hyattsville, Maryland, whatever. And I'm looking outside. It's really not that windy in Landover, Maryland. I don't think it's that windy. Curtis Samuel, I already talked about Curtis Samuel. The holding penalties did hurt us on some drives. Red zone offense was bad. Easy touchdowns for Jameis Winston. The pass interference on Marshawn Lattimore, where it did set up the touchdown, I thought that was the right call. Even though Heineke did throw the ball out of bounds, it basically was an uncatchable football. But he held Terry McLaurin on the first time where they fell to the ground. I thought that was a pass interference on the first time. They both, it was a bang bang play and they both went to the ground. I thought that was a pass interference. Second time they called a pass interference. I was fine with that. Wrote that down on my notes. But yeah, let's just go over the box score real quick and then we'll wrap this up real quick, man. Because this team, and then we'll go over the remaining schedule too and look at that because it's not looking too hot with this remaining schedule. We actually did a good job on third downs. They were 4 for 11. I think this is our best effort on third downs. Now, the Giants, I think they didn't do a great job on third down. But they still scored 30 points. We've given up 30 points a bunch of times now. We gave 30 points. Well, not too many times. We gave up 30 points to the Saints. Gave up 30 points to the Bills. And then I think that's about it. And we gave up 28 points to the Falcons. Gave up 28 points to the Giants. So we've given up 25 or more in 4 out of the 5 games. Defense is awful, man. It's so bad. This is the worst Washington football defense I've seen in a little while. It's really bad. We were bad on fourth downs, 5 for 16. Fourth downs, they were 1 for 1. We were 1 for 3 on fourth down. Rushing, we had 131 yards rushing, and they're a stout. They have a stout run defense. They have a legitimate run defense. And I thought we did a solid job running the football. I thought we could have ran the ball a little bit more. Penalties, we had 5. They had 6. 2 turnovers, so we tied with the turnover battle. But it just felt like we turned the ball over more than what we did. Watching the game, but we just shot ourselves and we won the time of possession battle 36-23. So just a bad game all around, man. Bad game all around. But I tip my cap to Jameis. I really do, man. I'm kind of happy for him, even though we lost. All the flack that he takes, he's kind of the butt of a lot of jokes. The way he works out, ducking his head and then somebody throwing something at him. Him and his trainer, he does the different workouts and whatnot. Everybody makes fun of Jameis, so I am a little happy for Jameis, to be honest with you. I just hate that it was against us. Taylor Heineke, 20 for 41, 248 yards, no touchdowns, no touchdowns, 2 picks, sacked twice, had a 47.6 quarterback rating. Really bad. This was a really bad game for Taylor Heineke. Antonio Gibson, 20 yards, 20 carries, 60 yards. Solid day for Antonio Gibson. Heineke had 5 carries for 40 yards. Adam Humphries, man, he had a good game. I thought he had a solid game. This was his best game by far. Dax Miller had a good game. Other guys had to step up while Curtis was not available, and in the second half, and Logan Thomas not there, Cam Sims, De'Ami Brown, guys like that not there. Other guys had to step up. Ricky Seals-Jones had 5 catches for 41 yards. I love that catch by Ricky Seals-Jones. I thought he was really good with that. Cole Holcomb had a pick today. Landon Collins 6 tackles, but just terrible. Montez Sweat 5 tackles. I thought he was a little active. Deron Payne was good today. He had a good game. He stepped up today. I thought he was solid today. He had a nice sack. Khaleke Hudson did get some playing time. Cameron Crowe had a nice tackle. Had a tackle for loss. Kendall Fuller got cooked a couple times. William Jackson has just been underwhelming so far. He's been an underwhelming signing. He really has been. He's been an underwhelming free agent signing so far. Let's keep him 100 here. Jamin Davis, quiet. To be honest, he's been quiet so far. Keep it a buck with him too. Jonathan Allen was okay. I thought the D-line was okay. I thought the D-line got some pressure on Jameis, to be honest with you. I thought they bought some pressure. Tim Settle was okay. David Mayo and Ben St. Juste had a pass deflection, was really good, but him on that Hail Mary, nobody gets an excuse on the Hail Mary. The whole secondary that was in the picture, that was in the vicinity of that, was awful. And Del Rio, man, he's got to go, man. It is what it is. He's got to go. You got to make some changes. I got a feeling they're going to fire Chris Harris, the DB coach. I got a feeling that's what they're going to do first before firing Jack Del Rio. They're probably going to fire the DB coach Chris Harris, which is unfortunate, man. It really is, but it is what it is. That's what they're going to do first, when they really should fire Jack first, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's all I got, man. It's a loss, so no need to go too long. But yeah, we'll look at the schedule real quick just to give you guys a heads up. I mean, you guys probably know the schedule. Chiefs, Sunday at 1 o'clock. That's going to be in D.C. or in Landover, Maryland. Washington we play the Packers the week after. The Packers won. I heard there was a bunch of missed kicks. They're 4-1. Aaron Rodgers, so you know that's going to be tough. Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater, and then we play the Buccaneers. So those are the next 4 games for the Washington football team. So it's a gauntlet. Then after that, we play the Panthers, and then we play the Seahawks. All these teams have winning records, by the way. Raiders 3-1, Cowboys 3-1. All these teams, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next 5 games, they have winning records. The Raiders have a winning record. The Seahawks are 2-3. We'll see if we play Geno Smith or not, but we'll see what happens, man. Eagles, after that, Eagles won today, so it's looking rough, man. We might be in first round, top 5 quarterback. Matt Corral, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder territory. We'll see him then. That might be the best thing, honestly. It really might be, or just trading for a quarterback. So, all right, you guys. Let me see. I'll see you guys later, man. Hail to the football team, as always. Peace.